welcome to the Royalty. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to like, subscribe, and comment. We are your hosts. I'm Tiffany, aka Tippy Toes.
And I am Derek, aka Big D.
And I am Hannah, aka Chada, and here at the Royalty, we're going to break down all your favorite reality television shows that are ours too. So sit back, grab a mug, relax, and sip your tea with us.
Okay, everybody, well, welcome back to the Royalty. How are you, Hannah and Tiffany, the stars of BB23, number 5 and 6, the mastermind and her sidekick? How are you, ladies?
Correct. The stars of the show, and don't you ever forget it.
Don't forget the star of the Challenge USA Season 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually just rewatched that the other day, and you were wrong for getting on that bike with that messed up ankle. But you were winning. But I was really, really sad to see you go. But I will say, you were the moment. They were pressed, girl. They couldn't stop talking about you.
Pressed in the 1 week that you were there.
I know.
And then you were talking about me 4 days.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just funny how I'm watching you, like how you are, and it's so funny because that's just you being nice. Like it wasn't you like trying to get with someone's man. Like you were just being nice, and on top of that, that man was single, so it don't even matter. I don't know why people don't have attachments to people that are single. I'm very confused, but it was just funny to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Tiff's the star wherever she goes.
She is the star. Now, while we talk about stars, let's get those stars in your mind going with some Big D trivia.
Stars in your mind. I'm seeing stars right now, trying to make that happen.
I loved that transition.
Thank you so much.
Stars in your mind. Let's give you another concussion.
Yes. The first one didn't work. Maybe the second time it will. Anyway, let me go to my first question. Remember, you get one answer, and you cannot say, I'll take that answer. You have to actually say your answer, okay? Just because you two like to be... Yes, we're raising our hands. Just because you two are like, you know, best of buddies and all that other shit, don't mean that you can sit there and say, I want Hannah's answer, or Hannah says, I want Tiffany's answer. Okay. You have to actually say what your answer is. Thank you very much.
Okay.
First question. 2 words, when combined, holds the most letters. Hannah.
First word, super. Second word, califragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay. Tiffany, your answer, please.
Master mindful.
These are very interesting questions today, but the answer is post office.
Okay. I'm so unimpressed.
Be impressed, darling. Be impressed.
What was the question?
What 2 words, when you combine, holds the most letters?
You know what, Big D? You take that question and you shove it.
Next question. Why do women Why did the woman run around her bed at night?
She was having an exorcism.
Okay.
To get away from her husband?
These are great questions. I guess great answers, I guess. Okay. I'm sorry. Both of those answers are incorrect. To catch up on her sleep.
You're so dumb.
Thank you.
So are these questions.
Here we go. What as big as an elephant but weighs absolutely nothing?
Your
Tiffany.
mouth. Big D's mouth for 100.
Your bald head for 1,000.
Good answer.
Great answers, 5 and 6. But the answer
Your
is...
ego. Sorry, that's my actual answer.
The answer is it's Shadow.
Okay.
You know,
You guys are not good at this.
more.
We're going to talk about these questions after this.
Yeah.
Last
episode.
question, please. Think. You guys are not thinking today. It is April Fool's. Figure it out.
Well, these are not like real questions. These are jokes.
These are real questions. They're trick questions. They're big D questions. Figure it out. They're real
From
questions.
trivia to tricks to jokes.
They are the same thing. They are trivia questions. Listen to the question. Are you ready? Tiffany?
Yes. Yeah. Last one.
What has one eye but can't see anything at all?
The Illuminati. The dollar bill. Never mind.
But can't see anything at all. One eye. I don't know. Oh, okay. Go ahead. So I might steal your other answer. Oh, I like that.
What did you say, Tiff?
Telescope.
Okay. You know what?
Oh, wait. I didn't answer. I'm going to go with Nicki Minaj because she said, gotta keep an eye out for Selena, but she obviously did not see that Haley was coming for Justin Bieber, so I'm going to go with Nicki Minaj.
I am going to give both of you guys 1 point. Even though you're wrong, I'm just going to give you 1 point just for trying your best, okay?
I don't want no pity point. You can have that shit back. I don't want no pity point.
So the answer is, the answer is, I'm going to read the question to say the answer. What has one eye but can't see anything at all? A needle.
A storm.
Needle?
An eye of the storm.
I would have took that for sake.
That would have been a better answer.
Oh, listen, this was a failure on Big D's questions today. I don't know what it
on
is.
Big D's part. It was definitely a failure on Big D's part.
Maybe because it's April Fool's. Maybe you guys are playing jokes on me.
And we were the
y'all
fools
definitely
who
the
fell
fools
for these questions.
Yes, easy questions. So just remember, just think sometimes out the box. But that's all I have for you today for Big D's trivia question.
Guys, you're the
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Big Brother Canada. Have you guys ever witnessed a week in Big Brother history as chaotic as this last week?
No.
I
Yes, we have the first.
No,
week.
we have not.
No,
not even us.
Not like this.
Not even us.
Not
You
like
you
this.
don't know what has been happening, honey. Hannah, get started. Who ready? Because
I have saw some stuff, by the way, so I will chime in to what I agree in.
okay.
Okay, so we start off the week. Roberto is just evicted. The House is trying to figure out who the 4 votes were to keep him because they were expecting a 9-2 vote. And
Yeah, Renee's trying to figure out who voted against her.
Yeah, but it was really the whole house, and in my opinion, it shouldn't matter. Tiff, I know you flipped on Alyssa in week 1, and people weren't accounting for that rogue vote, and I guess people were kind of going paranoid, but like...
Excuse me, are you not going to give me my credit either?
But everyone knew that you voted. Like, everyone knew that you flipped.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did know it was you. I was
Yeah,
like this. Why are we even worried about that? That doesn't even matter. Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
but
honestly,
wait,
it
Hannah.
shouldn't matter.
Everyone thought it was me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew it was you.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Frenchie was like, I can tell you who one of the votes were. Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frenchie
We knew it
snitch?
was you. We
Yeah.
knew it was you without Frenchie saying anything.
Oh, come on. Y'all ain't know it was me without Frenchie saying anything.
Yeah.
I think I
Except
found
me,
out
you
because of
told
Frenchie.
each other that it was us.
I never told you it was me.
Well, until like much
I never
later
told
in the
anybody
season.
it was me until like everybody was left and it was down to us. But wait, Hannah.
Anyway, this is not about me, so.
Does Daniel not remind you of someone from BB23 going around saying, they're trying to blame me for the rogue vote. They're trying to blame me for the rogue vote. I've got to find out who's trying to blame me for the rogue vote. I know they're trying to blame me for the rogue vote. Did you see Daniel acting a fool?
Yeah, Daniel was definitely letting the paranoia get the best of him. But who does that remind you of? Derek?
Let me tell you something. It reminds you of me because I damn sure wasn't playing no shit like that. I was good at lying and manipulating and playing the game of Big Brother. So don't try to give me that credit because I damn sure was like, I said it one time in front of Alyssa because I didn't want her to think it was me, but I went along with the plan because Frenchie was telling me that he said his 2 favorites were going to vote for him to do what we wanted him to do.
Remember when I became HOH and Big D was like, I'm going on the block. I know remember Big D always thought he was the target? It's giving Big D.
Yes, that was a part of my game plan, and it played up. That's what I was supposed to do. I was playing to be like, oh my God, I'm going up the block. Like, I'm so worried when I fucking know I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going down the street. They're going to put me on the corner. I know they're going to put me on the corner.
Guys, I remember right after Alyssa was saved in week 1, she was like, okay, so Big D just voted me out the house. Like, we all knew. I'm pretty sure Frenchie told people even before it happened that you were going to vote against Alyssa. So that's your +1, the one that you so badly wanted to keep. But anyway, moving back to BBCan. So again, the house, mainly Renee, but also the entire house is trying to figure out who the extra 2 votes were to evict Renee and save Roberto. And the 2 extra votes on top of Jonathan and Santina were Vanessa and Hope, because they were very close to Roberto. And I think they just wanted to cause chaos because there's no harm in that. You know exactly what you're doing by, I guess, making a move that is not in line with what everyone else is expecting to happen. However, by casting those 2 extra votes, it's not like that changed the outcome of anything, so I don't understand why people get as paranoid as they do about rogue votes or extra votes here or there. Like, just move on. But Anika, honestly, is my player of the week because I did not realize how observant she is. She was kind of like the hidden narrator. Like, even though Koozie goes on to win the HOH, Anika's very like, okay, Ty said this, which rubbed me the wrong way. And then, like, Vanessa, I noticed... Oh, sorry.
You want to tell what Ty said?
Yeah. Okay, so just side note, Anika, my player of the week because of how just insightful and detail-oriented she seems to be. But... when Koozie won the HOH, Ty, in typical Ty fashion, was like, oh, I feel like I just won the HOH, which is a really stupid thing to say in public in front of the HOH to begin with. But him and Zach were running around so overconfident that they weren't going to touch the block, so overconfident that Koozie was going to do exactly what they wanted to do, and they were going to be in Koozie's ear, and it was going to be a continuation of weeks 1 and 2. That didn't end up happening because Queen Koozie had plans of her own. She got, I want to say, 5 of the women together, plus Daniel C., and they formed an alliance. So I really hope that this... You said what?
I want to make some balls roll.
I don't think she said it like that.
Okay.
No, that's how she sounds, to be honest. That's what I hear.
No.
She be like, we're going to make some decisions today. We are going to make some decisions today.
I am Naomi Jr.
Okay, that was actually good. That was good. But every other time you sound like you're doing an Indian accent. And
it's okay,
I
it's
can't
in my blood. The Indian
in
me comes out.
Maybe it's because it's you. Maybe that's why. Maybe every time I see you, I want to talk Indian.
Because of Sanjeev. Okay, so anyway.
Sanjeev!
So we have an all-girls alliance plus Daniel C. I really hope that they're able to stick together and not turn on each other for, their showman's partners or people outside of the alliance. This alliance consists of Koozie, Shania, Renee, Claudia, Anika, and Daniel C. Like, my favorite people in the house, besides Hope.
Even Daniel C.?
Yeah, I still really like him. Well, okay, him being up Zach's behind.
You wahoo?
Yeah, rubbed me the wrong way.
Bro, are you talking about Daniel C.?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, actually.
Listen.
It's giving Big D and Kylan.
No, it's not. Stop trying to compare me to that man. Okay. Number 4.
Is, like, he just can't see that he can't see he's being played. He's like, Zach's my best friend in the house. Zach this, Zach that. And I'm like, what do you see that I don't see?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, sometimes in that house, it's different. Yeah, sometimes you got blinders, but it's not giving Big D and Kylan, because Big D was playing the game the whole time. I think Daniel C really
Daniel C is too.
Yeah, I think Go ahead.
Him and Kylan got along very well in the house, and Kylan knew that, and I'm sure he used that. Yeah.
Yes.
He leveraged it.
We saw him use it. Even that whole kiss on the live at the live eviction right after you got all those BB bucks. He like tried to play things up to his, you know, he played it up a whole lot.
Absolutely,
he even said it in the DR. Like, I know he has a crush on me. I'm going to use that to help me.
Yes, I understand. Number 4 did do that, but I will say this. The one thing I'm noticing about Daniel C is that at least he's planning to work with a big alliance, which I think is great, you know, because usually I feel like sometimes he would fall in line with maybe following other people, but he's not. He's actually like, hey, I'm going to work with, you know, the women, and we're going to go pretty far. So why not?
I gotta disagree with you.
Oh.
He's saying that he's working with the women. He is being included in the women's plans. But every time the women bring up the plan to him, he's very combative with it. They're like, we want to vote out Zach. I don't want to vote out Zach. We're going to do this. I don't want to do that. So I don't know that he's working with them necessarily. He's included in their plans because they're including him. But he keeps trying to go against what the group really wants to do. So is that really working with them? And Koozie had to like almost threaten him, like, if this is what you want to do, you want to keep Zach, don't come back to me. Zach, if you keep Zach and Zach stays, don't plan to come back to me to work with me and get my information regarding game for you on anything.
Yeah, well, now that Zach's out of the house, just to fast forward a bit, I'm interested to see how that's going to impact Daniel's game. But going back, after this alliance is put together, they decide on Santina as a target. Mm-hmm. And that to me was also perplexing, because they're supposed to be the all-girls alliance, and their goal is to take out the bros one by one, yet their target is still a woman, and they wanted to put Santina they wanted to put her up next to the only other woman in the house, Vanessa. And it's not like they had a backdoor plan from the beginning of the week, or at least that's what the episodes told us. So, Tiff and Big D, I'm wondering if you guys can maybe help me understand what I may not be seeing. I understand that they didn't feel comfortable with Santina, but
I understand. Like, I mean, just because they've got a girls' alliance doesn't mean that they're saving all the girls. Santina was not included because she never was working with the girls. She was always working with the guys. So just because I've got this girls' alliance doesn't mean I won't target other girls. I will target other girls who aren't fitting my plan to further my game to get ahead. And it just so happened that because even though they're an all-girls alliance, they got Daniel C in there. He's not a girl. They can call it an all-girls alliance, but
he's a girl.
Well, whatever. But he's still working for the guys because he was trying to save Zach. Santina never wanted to work with them. She let the guys run her first HOH. She's obviously working for the guys. I don't see why not go for somebody who is going to play like a double agent and pretend like she's good with the girls, but go back and do the guys' dirty work. Let's cut it off. Let's just go ahead and get her out. And maybe Koozie didn't think that she had the votes necessarily to get Zach out at the beginning of the week when she had to make her noms. Santina was the next closest thing because their guys are using Santina to do their dirty work, and like she's infiltrating kind of with the girls, but they weren't trusting her. So I didn't find it a problem for them going after Santina, although I would have loved for them to immediately go after Zach, but it probably worked to the benefit of them, of Koozie's HOH going the covert direction she did instead of putting Zach immediately on the block because he didn't even try for the veto.
Yeah. with this alliance, I can understand why they would go after Santina eventually, but I'm still struggling to understand why Santina was perceived to be the most direct threat to that alliance. Because yes, she probably would use one or a few of them as her pawns, but she made it clear that she's coming after Zach. And I also just feel like they could have targeted someone else before targeting Santina, because they could have probably gotten Santina to work with them easier than they could convince someone like Dan S. or Jonathan to work with them. So that was the only thing.
I'm thinking, because we don't have a lot of context around like why things went the way they did, my only assumption is to think that maybe Koozie didn't think she had enough votes to get Zach out right away with either putting him on the block directly or backdooring him.
Yeah, and maybe that's the case. I so wish we got cam talks from players, because I want to know what these people are thinking. Unfortunately, though, because there are no live feeds, there's no way for us to know what's actually going on in their heads. But it ended up working out because Zach threw the veto, and yes, Ty, I think, came in second place for the veto. But Ty and Zach, it didn't feel like there was a fire under them. It didn't feel as though they thought they were in danger. And so they were very like chill and lackadaisical for most of the week until Vanessa ended up going home. Yeah, with Vanessa, we wish her well. We wish her family well. It sucks that so many people have self-evicted and it's only the end of week 3. We want to be able to see these people play their games and carry it out and see it through till the end. But after Vanessa left and Koozie learned that she would have to throw someone else up on the block, we don't see Zach and Ty panic, but then they kind of start getting kicked into gear, and they're in Koozie's HOH, or at least Ty is trying to convince her that she needs to go after Renee. But then before he really gets the chance to dive into that, she already decides on Hope. Hope's eager to play. We table that.
It's so cute. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
but it's
go
so
ahead.
cute when Koozie says, when she brings Hope in and she's like, I need you to do me a favor. And
I thought it was at Wakanda.
It was so cute. He's like, what? He's like, whatever you need. I got you. She's like, okay. What? I need you to go on the block. Fine. I go. I was just like, I love this. And then he gets down on his one knee and he lets her like as if you're going to knight somebody. He just bowed. It was so cute. Like, I just loved how it was never a question. He didn't doubt her at all. He never questioned what her intentions were. He never was like, I got you whatever you need. And she was like, I need you to go on the block. And he was like, yeah, but accept that. He was automatically ready to be there. I am so down for a Koozie Hope final 2. I need that. I love the way they work together. I think that they're like-minded people. I think she can trust him. He can trust her. He doesn't have anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gotten so tumultuous in there for him. And I think that him going to her and being like, I got you. And she's like, I need you to go on the block. And him saying, okay. I think that it shows like trust between the both of them. Like, so I liked to see that exchange. That was cool.
Me too. It was a sweet moment. Ty could never.
But I gotta say this. So when Vanessa leaves, I know you said you're still liking Daniel C. Is it Daniel C. in with the girls?
Yeah.
Here's where he rubbed. I won't say he rubbed me. Here's where, for me, I removed him as working with the girls. He immediately runs and tells Zach, promising not to tell anybody anything. When Koozie lets Daniel know that she's thinking of putting Zach on the block, he immediately runs to him and says, yeah, she's thinking of putting you on the block. That's not working with me. You're not a part of my alliance. You're not working with my group. if I'm confiding in you and I'm telling you what I'm going to do, don't say you're a part of my alliance when you're taking information from within the alliance to the people that I'm looking to target. I don't consider him as working with them. He might be working with them now, but he's worse than a floater because I just don't know where he is.
He's playing a rat game. But they think, yeah, they think he's working with him. So as far as they're concerned, it's the 6 of them. And, you know, I hope that they last. But with every large alliance, there's always going to be a crack that slowly spreads, with the exception of the 6 of us. Give ourselves a little pat on the shoulder. But they play in the veto. It's neck and neck between Hope and Ty. Hope ends up winning. And he wins $5,000 as well. Shout out to Hope. He brings honor to his country because that's all he was worried about.
I want to bring honor to my country.
Yes. And Zach was just so... He was, I don't want to say he made it obvious that he was throwing it, but he was not trying at all. That's how safe he felt. Yeah. And Ty was like, well, you know, there are $5,000 on the line, so I have to play. But he didn't play because he felt like any of his allies were in jeopardy. So maybe that's a testament of Koozie's gameplay, or maybe that's because at the time, Koozie really wasn't considering Zach as an option. Yeah. But she kind of was on the side. She was like, Hope's looking like he's going to win this thing, and if he does, Zach's going up. Yeah. So shout out to Koozie because she really handled it well.
It seemed, and maybe it was editing, but it seemed to me that when she asked Hope to go up, she automatically knew she was trying to backdoor Zach. I don't think she was keeping Hope on the block with the intent to get out. What's her name? Santina. I think that Santina would have been fine to go, but by the time she realized I need to put a replacement nominee on the block, I think her intentions were to put Hope on the block for him to win veto, to pull himself off, for her to backdoor Zach. It just seemed to me that was her thought process at the time. But then, I'm sorry, maybe I'm jumping ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, like, as soon as Hope wins the veto, he goes and tells Ty and Zach that he lied to them about casting the rogue vote.
He tells them that before the veto.
He told them that before. That's so interesting. So, okay. He told them that before the veto, yet Zach still doesn't gun for veto.
Well, because... I mean... I don't know if they were, because if I was told about a rogue vote, I don't know if I would have much of a reaction either. I don't know if that would change things for me. Going back to Hope, Ty, and Zach, when he told them about the rogue vote, and he said, just send me home next week, I don't think that was like new knowledge to them.
Okay.
And I think if anything, they were like, oh, well, thank you for telling us this before the veto. It's not like you're coming to us with this information because one of us has the veto and you want us to use it on you, so you're trying to like quickly build trust. This goes to show that you're an honest guy, you trust us, you want to work with us in this game, and you respect our judgment. So I think that's the angle that Hope was playing, and it sort of worked on them. They were like, okay, we can, it's not going to be a trio per se, but we can rock with Hope moving forward. And he was like, I have them. Like, Hope is, I think, a better player than we give him credit for.
Yeah. He's playing. He is truly playing.
Yeah, I like him.
So, Hope wins veto.
Yes. And Hope, you know, has the audacity to want to use the veto on himself. How dare he?
Especially after Ty told him not to use the veto.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just
don't use
how,
it.
Like, how cocky Zach and Ty would walk around that house. Like,
it makes
me
worry,
sick. Santina. Don't even worry, Santina. Like, I told you I'm working on this. Don't mope around because people are finding you miserable. I got it. Everything's going according to plan. Like, it's just very patronizing, very condescending. So I'm not...
Very mansplaining.
Yes, very much that. So Hope goes, no, I think I'm going to use the veto on myself. And he uses the veto on himself.
How could he?
How could he? And Koozie's like, listen, Ty, I can promise you safety. I can't promise Zach safety. And you
are
really
next.
change my mind.
Sorry.
And, yeah. But that comes later.
Yes.
But
sorry.
Koozie was like, you can't change my mind about this. So good for Koozie for sticking to her guns, not letting these guys coerce her into doing something that's just not beneficial for her game.
I just must say, I love how strong she is and determined she is, and how you cannot intimidate her. She's not fragile. She's not shaking in her boots. You're not pushing and bullying her into a corner. You cannot shut her up. You cannot change her mind. You cannot run her. That is a woman who knows how to think for herself, knows how to speak for herself, can articulate her thoughts very well, and go for what she wants. I respect it. Shout out Big Daddy Kane.
Okay. A fellow South African queen, I might add. You guys are like, oh my God, give me a break.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So, Zach ends up going on the block, and Ty and Zach are like, okay, well, the letter, we gotta bust out the letter. We gotta get Hope disqualified. So then Ty, Hope, and Zach all end up having a confrontation because Hope was like, yeah, Ty and Zach were like threatening me to not use the veto on myself. And that spread around the house. It got back to Ty and Zach. And then Ty and Zach were like, well, what do you mean we were threatening you? And they were definitely stepping to him.
Yo, this confrontation was
Yeah,
like insane. I was sitting there like, I felt like it was like a Kylan and X moment, but like on 100. Because they were sitting there like calling each other's names, and like I felt like it. And I will say this: I think Hope did a good job by keeping his composure.
Yeah,
because there's no way, and there's no way possible.
He was sitting on his bed, minding his own business, ruminating in his thoughts, bothering no one. I don't care if he was in tears. Ty comes in there like, "Yo, what's up? What's the matter? Why are you like that?"
Here comes Zach, like he gonna do something.
What do you mean? What's wrong with me? I'm chilling. I'm minding my business. I'm not over here minding nobody else's business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was very.
So they pulled up on him. I'm about to pull up on him. They pulled up on him. They did a
that's a pull up. That's a pull. No, that's a pull up.
Oh no, baby. That's how you pulled up. Oh, that's how you pulled up. Yes, you did.
No.
You said,
don't
oh,
you
she
start.
wanted. You said,
No,
I saw the clip. I saw the clip.
Don't you
You said,
start.
oh, she want to talk. You said, let's go. He said, oh, she want to talk. Who want to talk? Tiffany. Let's go. Get your shit. Brittany, get your shit. Move, Christian. You can come, but get the fuck out the way. Let's go.
Anyway,
and
back
the Joker's
to
march.
And then you came stomping through the living room, stomping through the kitchen, stomping up the spiral stairs. Open that door, talking about, yeah, we here. The fuck? Who is we? I ain't asked for you.
Oh my! And poor Claire was like, "What's going on?"
Me and Claire had a whole plan. We was in there kicking it. We was excited till you walked in the door. Anyway, Zach and Ty pulled up on Hope.
Oh,
yes.
God.
And I was like, you better hope this don't get bouted with you. He is from Ghana. Don't let him show you what he bout now. You might run corporate offices. This man will slaughter you, man. Sorry.
He ran. Yes, they ran up on him. No, like he said, he from Ghana. And let me tell you something. There is no reason that you come and you get in someone's personal space. Now, you might be able to roll up, but you should not walk over to that person to be in their personal space. Because then once you walk into that personal space, you're automatically sitting there saying, this is a confrontation. I'm here to basically put you in your place, make you feel like you're the bottom of my shoe, and I'm telling you what to do. And also, I thought it was also a bitch. Also, I thought it was a bitch player move when Zach decided to come and try to back him up and also jump on him, because I don't think Zach would have had the balls.
Stepping to him. Step back.
Yes.
Hope looked at him, but I was glad. Oh, Hope, that man really
composed himself.
He really did. Because, like, my ego and my pride sometimes won't allow me to do what is right. I will do what I want to do. And so when Zach said, you are in his face, step back, and Hope looked at him, and I was almost going, Hope, don't step back. But he was like, this is a game. I'm playing a game. I know that I'm a black man, and I know the black that I am in this moment right now. Let me diffuse. Let me underwhelm this situation with my energy and my presence and step back. But he ain't stepped too far back. I said, I'm talking about take like a half inch. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see it? Did you see? Step back. Is that far back enough?
Yes. No, he took a really, he did really, let me tell you something.
He did.
He did very well by composing himself, because I don't think that, I know for a fact it could not be me. Could not be me. I know myself, and I'm not going to lie. There's no way that you could step that close to me and then expect me not to step right into your face. Because I would have did one of those.
I am all within it.
Yes, I'm more within it. I'm
that.
about that life. You
Don't
want
get in
the
my face.
smoke?
I am
Let
not
me
in
give
your
you the
face. I am
smoke.
within it.
Yes, you want the
within it.
smoke? Let's get it. Let's get it on and popping. You want to step? Let me show you what the fuck this is, Playboy. Step.
I'm glad that Hope saw through that, and he didn't give them the reaction that they so badly wanted, so they could get him disqualified. So yeah, I have to give Hope all the props for just keeping his composure and being mature and keeping everything in perspective and prioritizing his game and not letting his emotions and raw feelings get the best of him, even though it would have been justified because they were the ones who the ones who violated his personal space, not the other way around.
Very
but
true.
Anyway, he ends up de-escalating the situation. Zach and Ty leave, and then Zach and Ty go, okay, we have to bust out this letter. So then they're talking to Dan S. in the storage room, and they're filling him in. They're like, Hope revealed that his girlfriend put a letter from home in one of his socks, and it found its way in the house. And the contents of the letter didn't give Hope an unfair advantage, but of course when you're in that house, you want to be able to have, you know, something tangible that you can look at and hold on to provide a sense of comfort from home. But did Hope deserve to be evicted for that? No, I'm pretty sure Frenchie did the same thing, and he got but a slap on the wrist. I'm sure it's happened plenty of times before, and it'll probably continue to happen with little to no consequence. So Ty and Zach are just so furious that Big Brother wouldn't disqualify him from the game, and
because they tried to level the playing field.
Yeah, they just said, okay, well, Hope, we're taking away your vote. You can't play in the next HOH, and we're giving everyone a letter from home. That wasn't enough for Zach and Ty because, of course, they wanted to send Hope home, so Zach didn't have to be voted out. I thought BBCan handled it perfectly. I don't think anything more was necessary. But again, because Zach didn't get his way, and he was really relying on Hope being disqualified so he could stay in the house without having to campaign for people's votes, he, of course, was mad. So he was, like, throwing this fit, threatening to walk. Ty was like, you know, you're right, that's cheating. That's like, cheating is cheating. We don't care about the semantics. We don't care about the contents of the letter. And, you know, everyone else in the house is now, like, getting irritated with Zach and Ty because they're just taking it too far. That's when Koozie has a little blow up with Zach. Tiff, you want to get into that? You want to recreate it?
Okay. So Koozie finds, you know, she starts walking up the stairs. She's had it up to here. She can't hold it in any longer. She says, I fear no one in this house. No one. And if I have a problem and I feel like you are playing a dirty game, I'm going to call you out on it. And Zach is in there. You know, of course, he's the boardroom president.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, you feel like it's okay for someone to be cheating? How did he cheat? How did he cheat? Tell me, how did he cheat? He had an advantage. He had a letter from home. What did it say? I love her. Girl, come over here and raise all my kids. She said, what did it say? I mean, it doesn't matter what he said. He cheated. He had a letter from home. He had anything that anyone else in this. I've watched this video 18 times, not because I wanted to relay it to y'all, but I love it. It was the best reality television I've seen since I Love New York on Flavor of Love. He said, Well, it doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter. He had anything else anyone would want. So she walks over there. You are a rat. That's what you are, Zach. And he comes walking up. He's like, hey, don't get in my face. I'm not in. I am within it. Within it. I love that. And I am within it. I am all within it. I love it.
And that's how all the aunties and uncles talk too.
I am all within it. And she walks off. Here comes Daniel C. He's like, okay, you two just stay away from each other. And he's like, we didn't tell on him. We were saying he was saying we were intimidating him. And we were just telling what he had, what he did. She says, well, why didn't you tell it when you first found out about it? Why did you withhold it?
Yeah.
Clocked him. Had him gagged.
And he literally had nothing to say.
Ate him up.
He said, you know what? Figured it.
You right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Because it wasn't harming me. I needed to save it for later. I was saving it for later. Yeah, she clocked him.
Yes, iconic. And that's why whenever Zach was trying to justify himself, if you really took issue with that, then you would have reported it as soon as you were made aware that Hope had a letter from the outside world. But
don't be the gatekeeper of all the rules, but you only apply them when it benefits you. Don't bring up the fact that, oh, she was being personal. She wasn't being personal. She called you a rat. She called out your actions, sir. If you want to act like everything is about the game and the rules of the game, if there are only rules to the house. There aren't rules to the game. When you go in that house, you play the game as you see fit. We know the rules of the house. If the rules were broken by Hope, Big Brother saw to it that the playing field was leveled. I don't think she said anything out of the way, derogatory. She called you a rat. If you find being called a rat offensive, you got a long way to go, buddy. There's a whole lot of things that I done been called. And I'm just saying, if it barked like a dog and it scratched like a dog and it pissed like a dog, it's a dog.
It's a dog. I mean, a rat's a rat. Like, if you're a snitch, then you're a snitch. So anyway, Zach ends up walking. There's no eviction. Ty stays.
No, girl, you ain't got to give him the tea, girl. You got to give him the tea. Hold on. I'm going to make it real quick. Because Big D going to kill me. So Zach comes in there to Ty and he goes, no, man, this ain't even right. They not giving us what they know they did was wrong. They know that he came up in here with this letter. We got to walk. We said we were going to walk. This is not good enough for me. Come on, we got to walk. You coming? Ty? Yeah, I'm coming. They go in the DR. Hey, yeah, we want to walk. How do we self-evict? Ty sitting up there trying to figure out how did he self-evict without really self-evicting, but self-evict enough because he told Zach he was going to self-evict. Right. And so they look at Zach. They come open the door. Hey, you come on right on through here. Zach gets up. Ty's like, I need to think about, like, this is really just a game. Yeah, it's just a game, dude. It's just a game. And you about to lose. You about to put your game on the line for this man. You're not even on a block. You want to fight for his principles? You want to fight for his morals and values? Or you want to fight for your game? You want to fight for yourself in this house, for your $100,000 and your $10,000 winner's outfits that you going to get if you win. Honey, Zach go walking through that door. Production said, you can give me your microphone. You won't need that. He said, wait a minute, though.
I found it hilarious that the producers didn't even try to convince them. They were like, so, Zach, are you coming? They opened the door.
Because you were leaving anyway.
They were like, right here.
Yeah, because he was leaving anyway. He couldn't. This is what I don't respect. I don't respect the fact that you couldn't take the loss. You couldn't take being evicted. You left not because somebody broke the rules or because you feel like somebody cheated. You left because you got played. You left because not only did you get played, but you got outplayed.
But on the subject of surviving, have you guys been keeping up with Survivor? What did you guys think about this week's episode?
I have so much to say.
Yeah, another crazy episode. Big D, get into it.
Let me tell you something about Survivor this week, baby, okay? I have Spark Notes. So Big D's version of Survivor, okay? Okay, so with Survivor this week, Survivor was crazy this week, okay? So we start off with Jam Jam and Caroline being upset with each other after Tribal Council because it was absolutely insane, which we already recapped what happened. But I think Jam Jam was just very shocked to see how well Caroline is here to play the game. But I think he's also scared because of what's going to happen to him. And I think he kind of put him in the... Yeah, he kind of feels on the outs in Tika tribe, and he just doesn't know what to do. He just lost the person that, he thought he was going to go far with. And now he's kind of sitting here like, I'm going to be next out. Like, this is going to happen. I am next out. And while this is going on, Jam Jam has to come up with a plan. And, while they're having this conversation, he kind of tries to figure out if there's a way that he can maybe get close to Josh so he can get Caroline out, because with Caroline. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. With Carolyn, with Carolyn, it's very like, he wants her out. He's upset with what she done. He wants her out. So, I realized while this is all happening, which I thought was very powerful and very interesting, you had Jam Jam and you had Josh having a heart-to-heart, about coming out, which I thought was very powerful, and being able to, relate on that type of level, because this is a social game no matter what. Even though they're out in the wilderness, this is a social game. And this is their way of being able to make that connection where he might not have any other connection with Josh. And then another thing I noticed while they're having that conversation, I really felt Jam Jam's moment when he was talking about not feeling attractive and how, he went through his whole life of not feeling like no one wants him. And lo and behold, the man that he's engaged to was his first boyfriend and everything. And I love that. That is great. But when he was talking, having that heart to heart, I thought it was very, very wow. It was very, very hitting home for me. And it was definitely great. Yeah, and I'm glad they connect. So what's your thoughts on it, Tiff? I mean, with everything that kind of unfolded in that first beginning of the episode, because that was really a lot of moving parts that happened real quick.
I did feel that Jam Jam felt that he was on the outs with Carolyn and Josh. I don't know so much as if he necessarily wanted Carolyn out or Josh out. I think he just wanted to make sure that he wouldn't be out. And I felt that he was a little concerned about his relationship being fractured with Carolyn, and felt that maybe I can connect with Josh and make sure that Josh will keep me, and I'll try to repair my relationship with Carolyn on the back end. And Josh let him know, it's not that I don't like you and it's nothing personal. I just don't trust you. And then Josh and Jam Jam found a way to actually build trust and connect with each other, like you said, by talking about how they came out to their families. And Jam Jam's story was so touching, and I think that Josh was just able to relate to it. Even if he did not share the same type of experience, he had to, at some point, get comfortable with coming out or letting his family know. And so I think that really touched him. I think they found a common ground and was able to establish some trust between each other, to where you kind of will think about if you want to go against this person,
it's time for us to do another competition. Okay, going into this competition, which is one of the favorite competitions.
What was it? Is this an immunity challenge?
This was an immunity challenge. This was
challenge, or was it just a?
No,
it was the immunity challenge.
It was an immunity challenge. Tika loses this competition again. Yeah. So now you're looking at each other, kind of like, there's only 3 of us. Like, what do we do? What do you do in that situation?
But before we get to tribal, Soka, the winning tribe, wins, so they get to choose one person from each tribe to go on another journey. And at this point, this season has been so saturated with journeys. We've had 2 journeys per episode, and in each journey, someone gets bestowed with an idol or an advantage. And like you keep saying, Big D, I can't keep track of how many advantages and twists and journeys there are in the game.
Girl, at this point, there's so many journeys.
Was it just me, or was anybody else hoping that Carolyn would have gotten picked for an excursion? Because I felt like she had been wanting to go on a journey since the very first one, and she didn't. I was really hoping that she would have gotten chosen.
So, lo and behold, the people that get picked for the journey is Brandon, Danny.
Okay, anyway.
Carolyn. And Carolyn. So those 3 get picked for the journey. Lo and behold, they walk up, and what is it to our surprise? Food. Who doesn't love food? So it's a great food of a version. Yeah. I was happy for them because I know they were starving, okay? Yeah. So lo and behold, they are all about to have this wonderful meal, which I was confused because there were so many damn flies. I don't know why they couldn't put no nets up to keep the flies out. They got to do better with that. But other than that, it doesn't matter. These motherfuckers are hungry, so they're eating. And lo and behold, it's Danny, Carolyn, and then it's Brandon, all sitting together at this table. Now, Carolyn's thinking in this moment, this is a great opportunity for me to make some bonds. This is great because lo and behold, Tika, I might be out, or I don't know what's going to happen when I go back. So I need to make some bonds looking towards the future. So they're all having a conversation, but lo and behold, what does this turn into? The one thing that Hannah hates the most?
Men.
Men are making bonds and ties together. So, in lo and behold, Brandon and Danny are having this whole kumbaya bro moment. Like, yeah, look, we're going to play in the locker room together. Like, yeah, we're like sizing each other up. We're like the shit. You know, like they're broing it out, whatever
you sound
they're
like
called.
Panic at the Disco right now.
But that's how they are, you know. Like,
No,
yeah,
they
dude, like,
really did.
look at my chest. My chest bigger than yours, and like, you know, they're just blowing out, and it was just such like a moment where I was like, okay. And poor Carolyn is just sitting there, kind of like, okay, well, I definitely don't want this to happen. This is a bad idea for you two to team up, and she's just being ignored.
They were
but
just
the one
talking
thing,
like she wasn't even there.
yes, and the one thing I liked about her, she still noted. She said, "Got to get them out. Don't like this. Not for me." And she already picked up on it because some people would have ignored it and maybe got a little bit in their show. She already was like, "Fuck it, let me eat this damn taco or whatever the hell I'm eating at this
She
point."
said, I don't
got
even eat
time."
meat unless I'm on Survivor. I died.
Yeah. Okay, but they made the mistake of dropping Josh's name.
Sure
They
did.
were like, you know, once we make it to the merge, like it's gonna be us two, and then you know Josh, because
So you got to really get into it, Hannah. You got to get into it. When you make it to the merge, it's gonna be us two. You know, us bro it out.
Okay.
Just
okay, Vanilla. Okay, Vanilla
Not
Ice.
just
Anyway.
yeah.
Oh dear. You look like one of Rihanna's dancers. Come on, rude boy.
Savage Fenty.
What? Okay, big yikes. Big yikes. They make the mistake of dropping Josh's name. They say they want to work together with Josh after the merge because all of them have muscles and they're athletic and they're bros and they have to protect each other because bros don't typically go far in the game. Such a lie. I feel like most modern winners of any of these shows have been bros, but I digress.
And y'all keep voting for them.
And Carolyn's like, well, I mean,
if that's all that's left, what are we going to do?
yeah.
Should have voted for me over Xavier, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Maybe you should have gotten rid of Xavier when you had the chance, but you didn't. So you brought that upon yourself. So, Carolyn picks up on that and goes back to Tika Tribe.
Yes.
And lets Jam and Josh actually know that, hey, Danny and Brandon want to work with you, which means that you're going to be protected by two very strong physical players in this game. And Jam's going, oh, no, I don't like that. And that is what Carolyn uses to ultimately regain, well, not necessarily regain Jam's trust, but through logic is able to convince Jam that he needs to rock with her instead of with Josh, a newcomer who he's known for 2 days. So
it was very beneficial for her to go on that excursion, because if Josh had gone on that excursion, that would have been crazy.
Yes. So
he would have never come back and reported that he convened with his best friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it ended up working out for her because of how perceptive she was.
Yes.
But then can we get into the fake idol? That was my favorite scene.
Girl,
he was like, well, it's okay for me because I have another idol. She was like, you have another idol? And her and Jam started talking like he wasn't there. Have you seen this idol? I haven't seen it. I saw the paper he gave me. Let me see the paper. Not the same damn paper that you showed me last week. Where's the idol? Right here.
The beads.
Let me tell you something. The way that he pulled out this idol, he need to go back. He need to work on his arts and crafts. I don't know any type of gay man who is not good with details. That was the most horrible idol I've ever seen in my life. He pulled out this idol. I was kind of like,
He's also
are
a
these
surgeon.
the beads?
Wait,
Oh, and he's a
tree
surgeon. Yes, so that's even worse. He should have been on it to the T. As a gay man and a surgeon, he should have had this idol looking perfection.
Are these the tree beads?
There were tree beads, yes.
No, they're not. No, they're not. It's not an idol. No, it's not.
It's an immunity idol.
He said
it was immunity
it's falling
idol.
apart. Josh said, give me my idol back. Give me my anonymity.
You know
my
how,
anonymity idol.
Listen, you know what it reminds me of? We used to go to school and someone be like, yeah, I got the new Jordans on. And they'd be like, no, you don't. Those things are fake. And those things are falling apart. And then the kids start messing with you like, damn, look at his Jordans. His Jordans falling apart. And the kid get all mad. That was Josh getting mad. Give me my idol.
Wait, but the fact that Jam Jam and Carolyn were like audibly laughing in front of Josh's face, Jam Jam was like, this isn't real. That was my favorite.
Josh should have just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah. Well, then I wonder what would have ended up happening at that tribal, because then, of course, Jeff comes in and reports that Matthew had to leave the game due to his shoulder. We wish you well, Matthew.
Yeah, we do.
It really stinks that all of these people are getting taken out.
Yeah, different shows, like just people having to leave, ungame related, non-game related.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I feel bad for him. Like, I didn't think it was a good idea for him to climb that rock when I saw him doing it.
Yeah,
and I know he really hates that his time was cut short because of that. You know, but I will say, I'm not a person who likes pain. And he went through 9 days of what seemed to be like excruciating pain. And he was still playing and still doing things like swimming with one arm. Honey, they could have let me go as soon as I fell off that rock. I fell! I need to go.
I don't plan on losing anything.
I lost.
So, of course, Tika is very thankful that Matthew left the game because that means they don't have to be sent to tribal. But what do you guys think would have happened at tribal?
So I think what would have happened is that Josh would have went home because of that idol. But I'm glad it worked out this way because look at it. Tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. Carolyn, Josh, and Jam Jam, they are really carrying this season with entertainment. Yeah. So I need them, all three of them there, and I need them to do this merge.
Ditching their buffs next week, so
I can't wait. This is where we get to the good stuff.
Yes.
This is where the game begins.
And Josh made it to the merge, which was what Carolyn and Jam Jam did not want. But at least they are too, so.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of
challenges that we have to overcome.
That we have to overcome, Miss Hannah, as you said. Did you guys, of course, see the Challenge Global World Championship, blah, 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 because this title is so damn long. Did you guys watch it?
This was a good episode. Like, reality TV was serving this week, 100,000%. Yeah. What about you, Ted?
I have to agree. Now, we start off with Wes and Jordan thinking they can mastermind everything because they're legends and blah, 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 and they've been doing it for a while. So they're already coming up with a plan to execute in case things fall through, which I kind of was like, okay, this is interesting based on the votes, depending on who needs to go in. So what's your thoughts on that, Hannah? What do you think?
Oh, my thoughts on Wes and Jordan?
Yes.
Coming up with a third target. I mean, that should have been done weeks ago. Oh.
Okay. No, Tiffany, what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm like getting into it. Come on, let's go.
Okay. All right. So let me get into my other notes I have here. So Dana and Sarah
Who's Dana?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Danny? I was like, Dana.
Let me start over. I'm sorry.
Was I in the challenge house?
Sorry. So Danny and Sarah, they really start giving us, as you say, Hannah, what needed to be done. Because it's been very like, same old. And Danny and Sarah really start shaking things up, okay? Now, we're kind of a little bit of in a pickle because you have Danny, Sarah, Justine, the people from season 1 working together, and then you have Ben, who's kind of not working together, which Ben is a snake, and I don't know why no one ever saw that, but I think they thought they could have trusted him to kind of work together, but unfortunately, because of the actions that Ben has did over the course of time, it's now catching up to him, okay? And you have Ben kind of not having their back and wanting to go follow, which everyone always loves to do, go follow the legends and see what the vets want to do and go forward from there and play their game instead of actually making some big moves and making decisions for yourself. So we get to the point of it's time to play another competition show. This competition was it was interesting. It was like, 4x4, swing you around, and your partner got to throw a ring up, and you got to catch it. Okay,
and then you got to throw it in a basket.
Right, then you got to throw it in the basket. But before
first,
we
you got to
start,
drink this nasty stuff. Sorry,
Tiff, you just beat me to what I was going to say. Once again, we are drinking some shit that don't make no sense. We don't know exactly what's in it. They just say, "Here's a green drink."
Garlic. It was garlic and like red chili flakes or something. It was a spicy concoction, which actually sounded good to me. I don't know. I'm a huge garlic person, so it actually sounded good to me.
I cannot do spice. I can't do hot.
Really? I didn't know that about you. Kellyanne liked it. Kellyanne was like, "Give me more."
Well, Kellyanne's that girl. Okay.
Yeah.
So they end up doing this competition. Now, of course, Wes, thinking that he's such a mastermind, decides to go, we're not going to drink the shake because he thinks everyone else is going to mess up, which obviously puts him in the bottom with his partner. What was her name?
Zara,
thank you. Kiki, once again, dominating the competition, okay? She is throwing these things and just hitting it every time. Justine too. Justine did a very, very good job. So I was very impressed with the competition. Once again, I don't think we need to be, eating stuff. I don't really get it. I don't know what the fantasy about it. Maybe it's so funny, but I don't find it funny. And lo and behold, Darrell and Kiki win the competition, which I thought was great. This is wonderful. This is definitely going to shake some things up in the house. Okay. So we get back to the house. And I will say this, Justine was looking amazing, of course. As always, because she's such a queen. And Kellyanne was cracking me up the whole entire time. Okay.
So Wes is in the bottom with Zara, which means that if you put a strong team up against another strong team, you're guaranteed to send a strong team home. So Danny and Sarah being the game players and the strategists that they are, and also them just being fearless in this game, which I really appreciate as a viewer. They're like, okay, how can we get Jordan to go in? Well, we can nominate Jordan and his partner Kaz, and we can nominate Janae and Grant. We can waste a vote on them because we know that Kiki's not going to send in a fellow Australian. So Kiki's going to end up voting in Kaz and Jordan, and either Wes or Jordan will go home. But there's all this chaos and tumultuousness at the voting table. I still don't know exactly what happened and how we ended up at a stalemate, but people were throwing burn votes. Ben threw Team Australia under the bus and tried making it seem like Troy was on the outs. Ben sided with the vets instead of siding with his alliance members from the Challenge USA. There was just a whole lot happening.
It was a mess.
So Emily and Yes and Kaz and Jordan were technically tied for the second vote. So Janae and Grant are guaranteed to be one of the two teams that Kiki will have to choose between. But the second team is TBD because there was a stalemate, and TJ is not very happy about it.
And we were
Which I will say this, the most funny part for me was watching Johnny throw a tantrum. He was like, what are we all new to this? I can't believe, him throwing a tantrum killed me, which I love because that means that you guys are not comfortable. I'm just so tired of seeing you these vets and legends being comfortable, but lo and behold, once again, Sarah's eating the girls up, and I live for it because she's making them really precious.
Honey.
She's shaking it up, and Danny's shaking it up, and they're giving me what needs to be done. And I
What
love the
about
game that
Sarah?
Justine is playing, because Justine is just kind of like, she knows she wants to work, she's working with Danny and Sarah, but they're doing all the work where Justine could just act like, I'm sorry, Johnny, I don't know what's going on. And I
Yeah.
love that. And I love that, and I love that, and I love that.
Same.
But lo and behold, we find out Darrell and Kiki are going to make the choice to go in. So who do y'all think they're going to make their second option or to go in?
Well, it seems like Kiki's not very happy with Team Australia right now. She doesn't appreciate that she's at the bottom of their totem pole. They've been talking about her and insulting her behind her back, and she knows this. So I wonder if she's going to turn on Team Australia this early. But Darrell was trying to like calm her down and talk her through it. And Darrell, phenomenal partner. Like if I ever went on the challenge, then I would want him as my partner because he's just so encouraging. And yeah, but I don't know what they're gonna decide. If they're smart, I don't know what Darrell's relationship is like with Jordan. But if they're smart, they're going to throw a big fish.
And they should.
Wes. Yeah.
They should. Tiffany,
Throw
your
them
thoughts? Who do you think is going in?
I don't know if Darrell would throw in a vet. It's interesting. I don't think a vet's going in, but who knows?
I think, don't all of the pairs have vets?
Well, I mean, like, it's supposed to be between who? Jordan and Grant?
Jordan and
Johnny.
Wes.
Well, but
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
Wes
yes.
is already in there.
They get to
Johnny.
choose, like, they get to choose any pair.
Yeah, they can choose anybody.
Oh, they can choose any pair now. That is
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll wait till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait until Wednesday, guys. I mean, this week was definitely a good week of episodes. So, like I said, great week. This was a great time. I cannot wait to see what happened next week. So until then, that's the royalty, everybody. Please make sure you like, you subscribe, and I will see you ladies later. Remember, share our video, like it, comment, talk crap. We love it. Give us some love, and we will see you guys next week. That's all. I love you ladies so much.
Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
And thanks to everyone who live chats with us, too.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
see
You guys
you.
are the best. You guys are so funny.
You guys are. I look forward to Wednesdays
Okay.
or Tuesdays.
Okay.
Which day do we
Yeah.
come out?
Tuesdays.
I look forward to Tuesdays.
Our executive producer, everyone, Tiffany Mitchell.